This is the 7th annual meeting of China Satellite Navigation Location Services. Every year we'll have this meeting. So today, let's take a look at the conference. It's in the C venue. And C venue is about the BeiDou technology and products and derivative innovative products. So let's take a look inside. Well, actually, this meeting started in the afternoon of September the 5th and will end on September the 9th. Why do we bring to you this broadcast today? It's because some of the exhibitions were not set up yet a few days ago. And today is Friday. We have a lot of citizens and people and visitors coming, so we're going to have a lot of people in this venue today. Now we are about to enter the C venue, and as we set foot in the venue, we can see Sichuan Geological Survey Institute and Shanxi Geological Survey Bureau. Because the BeiDou system mainly specializes in navigation, therefore geological survey is of vital importance. So in China, we have a map, a heaven-earth map, which contains the information about lakes, about mountains and rivers. So this information needs to be obtained by the satellite to get the image. So what can BeiDou system do? The BeiDou system can then give you the information once the location is given in the map. So during the interviews, I have known that last year, the revenue of navigation and geological information in China has posted a 20% increase over 2016. So actually, it has achieved about 20% growth rate every year for consecutive 7 years. That really shows the very good development of the BeiDou Navigation System and the related geological information system. And during the interviews I conducted over the past days, I have learned about a lot of products. For example, on both sides of this alley, you can see different products based on the BeiDou system. So here on the left-hand side, you see a satellite navigation system. And then on the right-hand side, you have intelligent life. What does it mean? So with technological development, you always talk about Internet Plus and everything plus. So here, we're talking about the BeiDou Plus. Now, here, on this wall and on this wall, you can look at the BeiDou Plus system, mainly connected with geological information, transport, tourism, and emergency response. So it's connected to form this platform, providing a lot of service for specialized industries, including monitoring and management. So I will now interview a staff to look at some of the performance and achievements of the BeiDou Plus. So what do you want to know about? Oh, where are you from? Oh, okay. The BeiDou application, well, currently we have already launched a lot of satellites. And in December every year, we will do a publishing. We will publish the BeiDou data. We will have a press release, and which will be available on the official website. So the BeiDou application, in comparison, is not fully online, but the products based on the BeiDou system can already be downloaded and applied. Okay, just now a netizen asked, is this the Science Expo in Mianyang? Yes. So it's during the Science Expo in Mianyang, and the BeiDou system is part of this. We know that Mianyang is a city that has done a lot in scientific development. So here we're now in Mianyang, we are actually looking at the BeiDou system, not the Expo in general, because BeiDou system is a system developed by our own country, and a lot of people want to know more about it. How can the BeiDou system help us improve our lives? So here we have a person in charge of this exhibition, and I would like to ask her about the application of the BeiDou system. Okay, I am Zhu Xiaosheng. I'm the deputy chief of this exhibition, and so we can see a lot of exhibits here. Can you tell us more about how BeiDou system is applied in the specific industries? Okay, just now you said we have combined the commercial and military uses. So from these devices that we developed ourselves, we can see that this is a military device. This is a vehicle-mounted and boat-mounted, ship-mounted. So you can see we started from military, and now we gradually moved to commercial uses. We also have monitoring devices, tourism devices, and vehicle-mounted devices. So you can really show the process to combine military and commercial uses. So we have 4 different parts in this exhibition hall. Oh, just now she said that the BeiDou system combines military and commercial uses. Indeed, not just BeiDou, and also other products developed on the BeiDou system. And there are technologies that can be transformed from military to commercial uses so that we can widen its coverage, widen its application to serve more people. Okay, the Jiuzhou BeiDou system is positioned as a total solution provider for transport and navigation. So we have a vehicle monitoring platform authorized by the state, and we have already served over 100,000 logistics vehicles. And for these owners, we have developed a mobile application for them to conduct transaction and exchanges. And we worked with PetroChina to provide different services in terms of energy and internet and finance coupled with the BeiDou system, so that we can connect these different stakeholders. For example, in finance, the small owners, if they want to buy a car, they often find it difficult to get loans. So our platform provides like a provide them with this opportunity to help them get loans. And then you also have cars and vehicles for official purposes plus BeiDou system. Yes, so that is also one aspect of its application in the transport. Now let's take a more at the transport vans, the logistics. So you can see different colors here. What does it mean? What does this show? The cars that have used this application, we can see their information perfectly in the screen. The blue ones means they're operating in a normal way, and the red ones means they're not started, and the yellow ones means there are emergencies. For example, too much speed, over speed. So that we will have dedicated staff looking at this screen, monitoring the conditions, and in extreme cases, we will contact the car owners and their relevant companies to remind them about the danger. Okay, so these are logistic vehicles, big vans, and they're usually running in long distances. So in that process, that problems like tire fatigue might occur. And using this platform, we can know about the conditions of the drivers. For example, he or she is very tired and needs rest. Yes, of course, we can monitor overspeed and other problems in the process, and that will also lead to alert. So in different sectors, for example, here we have the vehicles for official purposes. We can use the OA function and the application for car use and of after use, the fees, all this can be obtained in this system. Now, let's look at the BeiDou application in the tourism sector. So what about it? Okay, now let's first take a look at the emergency response sector. When there is a big natural disaster or emergencies, especially during wars, this system can play a very important role. This picture is that when an emergency happens, the vehicle can serve as a moving command center, sending the orders across. And then the disaster conditions, the images, and the sounds can also be communicated back to the command center so that we can have this interaction. And we have different channels for communication: satellite, short waves, short waves, and wireless communication. So, for example, you can use satellite when the normal communication is blocked to communicate information. Just now, we have a netizen that asked that, so the BeiDou system, does it have relevant applications, developed for downloading? For example, this is a big terminal. Is there also are there also smaller terminals for the use of common people, for the use of general public? Okay, like this one. This is for tourists. In a tourist attraction, you don't need to download the application. You just take it with you. And then the tourism attraction, if that device is installed in that tourist attraction, you can actually hear the guide, the tour guide, through this device automatically. So this is very closely associated with our lives. Our websites and WeChat accounts also have introductions to these devices. Sometimes we go in groups in tourism, but some other people just wish to go by themselves. With this kind of device, it will not be necessary to have a tour guide. You just have this device and listen to the introduction to the tourist attractions. And there are different functions. You can change the volume. There's also an SOS button, which can come in handy when in emergencies. For example, last year in Jiuzhaigo tourist attraction, one child was lost, and then her mother found her child using this device. There were also other contingencies, like when you had an accident, you don't know where exactly you are. You use this device to tell our staff where you are so that people can come to your rescue. And this device not only provides services to tourists, it can also improve security management and safety management for the tourist attraction administrators. Okay, so the vehicles in the tourist attraction and the number of people in the tourist site And there might also be some potential areas prone to disasters, transport. All these can be reflected in the system in real time. Where are the people going? What are the routes of the pedestrians? This can be seen. Yeah, so it also play a role for the administrators of the tourist site. And here, this device is just for the tourists themselves, helping them navigate. Yes, so the big screen is like the overall system, and then the small device is like an installment. Okay, so here we have monitoring for houses, pipelines, and the environment, and water bodies. So that really shows the BeiDou system is everywhere in our lives. Yes, exactly. It's like a person that really works hard, but you don't see what he has done. But he's really behind a lot of things in our life. In different industries, in different sectors, the BeiDou system is improving our level of administration. And the emergency bureaus have integrated their resources to develop a authority in charge of emergency management. And then we have the society has more expectations, higher expectations for emergency management. For example, the management of natural disasters, pipelines, water bodies, and bridges. All these require the use of the BeiDou system. And in the past, we just use human operators to look at the potential threats using very traditional methods, using, for example, just eyes to look at look at things. And that can lead to a lot of deviations from the real situations. So that will actually make it very difficult to prepare in advance. But the BeiDou system have very high precisions, accurate to millimeters. So then when a threat attains a certain threshold, that will trigger an alert. And then by data analysis, by using algorithms, we will do an integrated judgment to provide remainders. Last year in Guangfa Expressway, we actually did a very good job predicting a danger, so then the owners shut off the bridge to prevent losses to property and people's lives. On that side, you can see the things that we have done for urban security. And we have integrated these solutions in order to form this platform, this emergency alert and response system. So different aspects of urban security in different sectors, bridges, road, tunnels, all these can be found in this system. So we also can have an interaction among these different systems. For example, bridges, we will need urban housing departments and water management authorities. When a disaster happens, the relative authorities just focus on their own specialized areas. The land resources focus on the disasters. They have no interaction with other departments. But with this system, the different authorities can have interaction. Along this river, you can look at the different influences. For example, there is a flood, and then this water comes down, and then what are the damages to different areas? What are the damages to dams? What are the damages to bridges? So this can really improve the level of management for the city as a whole. Okay, so just now we have heard about the BeiDou Plus applications, our roads, our transport, our housing units, our natural disasters. All these can be associated with the BeiDou system. and they really depend much on the navigation and the location services of BeiDou. We can know about the geological and the time information through the system with very good interaction to inform decision making. Yes, the BeiDou system can be seen as a salt. Yes, it's like something that's small, but really it's everywhere, and it improves our level of management. Because it's in different industries now, we want to know more about the use. Is it in pilot or is it used on a wide scale? Well, yeah, some technologies have been tested in pilot programs. Some have been already used very widely. For example, we have focused on the 22 bridges of Mianyang and the expressways. These are examples that we have done. And in terms of water and flood preventing, we have done Sanya and other dams, monitoring the water levels. And in terms of pipelines, we have done the monitoring for gas and also dilapidated housing, natural disasters. So you can see that the BeiDou system has been applied in a wide range of areas and very latest technologies. And in tourism and transport, the use is even more widespread. We have done the information system for China's armed police. Not at all this. So this is not at all an exhaustive list on this screen. We have done Jiuzhaigou, Beihai, Hainan, different tourist attractions, and also Changcheng, the Great Wall, and other tourist attractions have installed our system. So what we have showcased here today are the applications that are already in use commercially. It's not in laboratory. It's the thing that's been operating real time. And also the vehicles for banks. And we have already got the bid for the Sichuan, the OA functions for public vehicles. And for logistics companies, we have provided services. So this is like a small application program, right? Yeah, you can see this as an application program. But you can take a look at total visits. It's 160,000. It's not much because we have developed it only this year. What areas are these? Is this application used? Mainly for the owners of vans and logistic vehicles, so providing them with a platform on their mobile devices for transaction exchanges, for example, gas filling and emergency response. And they can also get discounts when they use this system to fill their gas tank, and also financial insurances, as well as the transaction of vehicles can be used in this system. Okay, so you can see that small applications are already commercially used, and that you can download it for use. According to my understanding, the BeiDou products, if we want to develop them into smaller applications, we still need time. And one netizen just asked, well, because the BeiDou system is developed by China, what is its relationship with the GPS? The GPS is an American system for global navigation. The BeiDou system, can it actually replace the GPS in its functions? Well, my answer is yes. It has launched a lot of satellites and has already covered the Asia-Pacific region. So it can provide positioning for the Asia-Pacific region. And we have 3 steps for BeiDou engineering project. First, we need to have a small network and then a larger network covering the Asia-Pacific region, providing services for companies and individuals, and covering the different countries in this region. And then by 2020, we will develop a global network. So the third step, which is the global network, we are preparing to do that. And yesterday, I interviewed Ran Chengqi, a person in charge. So he is a very authoritative expert in terms of BeiDou system. He said that this year we plan to launch 19 satellites. And then these 19 satellites, if successfully launched, that will go a long way toward building a global network consisting of about 30 satellites. So our Earth is round in shape, and all the satellites needed to rotate the Earth. The BeiDou system, different from other systems, has 3 orbits, so that it will crisscross to form a big net that covers the whole globe. By 2020, it's expected to provide services for users around the world. Now, in terms of the navigation system, some more to know. We have talked a lot about the BeiDou system. It's developed by China, but actually in the world, there are other positioning systems as well, including the GPS of the United States. And also, we have a Russian system and the Galileo system of Europe. These systems coupled with the BeiDou system, so we have 4 major navigation systems, satellite navigation systems in the world. Although the BeiDou system is not global yet, but throughout these past few years, the BeiDou system has already got a lot of attention from users both in and outside China. The GPS system is familiar to us all. It's not compatible, however. That means if we use GPS, you can only get information through the GPS satellites. But the BeiDou system is like this. It can be compatible with other systems. For example, in certain areas, you can use information from the BeiDou system, but at the same time, you can also use information from the GPS. You can have signals of the GPS. So that means we can achieve even higher precision after you can actually have access to different systems at the same time. So the BeiDou system, another thing is, in addition to some major sectors application in the next year or the end of this year, there will also be a chip developed that can be used in mobile phones, so that our mobile phones will be able to use the position information provided by the BeiDou system. And in this stand, yesterday I saw this chip very small. These are the manufactured chips, and here on this road, you can see this very small chip that can be applied on the mobile device. So I'll also interview one of our staff. Hi. Can you tell us a bit about this chip? I understood that one chip is about to be used on mobile phones to provide navigation services. This is a new generation product, and we're now promoting it with mobile phone manufacturers in China. And for the users, this device promises higher precision, better location, especially in complex terrains. This is a multi-frequency product, so it has higher frequency, higher precision compared to the mono-frequency chips in the past. Well, can you tell us more about what is multi-frequency and mono-frequency? The mono-frequency is like the BeiDou Navigation Satellite System and the GPS. For each satellite provide different signals. So single frequency and multi-frequency means the different processing of a satellite. The new generation products can actually deal with two signals at the same time. So then it has a higher performance than the single frequency ones. The double frequency ones can process errors when the information is being communicated. We know that the electromagnetic wave has the speed of light, but because it's not a vacuum, when it's communicated, it's not vacuum, so that its speed will be delayed. So then we can use these numbers, these statistics to calculate the final results, and that may lead to potentially flaws in the results. But using this double frequency ones, we can eliminate to a very large extent these wrong results. Yes, so it has higher precision, and single frequency products, the accuracy is at a meter level, but the double frequency ones can have higher frequency. Yes. So for common users, this is very good. And for certain industries like GS collection and other information collection, we want to know what is the exact position of a very small object. So then we need to have high precision, and that means the double frequency or multi-frequency products will be more useful. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Just now we have heard about the double frequency and single frequency products. The double frequency means products can have higher precision, and we have also learned that some mobile phones in China have already supported the BeiDou system. Maybe we don't know that, but when you use this mobile phone, when you use this navigation function, it's actually using the location services provided by BeiDou satellites. And this mobile phone, once in use, can help us use can enable us to use double frequency signals. Currently, we are using the single frequency signals. In future, we can actually use the single frequency signals, which guarantee higher precision. In an urban environment, it's okay because you know very well about the roads, but when you go out of town, when you go hiking, you can use higher precision navigation to get to your final destination. And also in areas with complicated terrains, mountainous, with rivers, with this kind of higher precision navigation system, you will never lose your way. And there's another function that is unique to the BeiDou system. There is one function that is it can send you text messages. For example, the people in the survey industry, they might go deep into the mountains where there is not signals, and even in virgin forests, they don't have access to mobile phone signals. We all know that the mobile phones have to get signals from the stations in order to connect with other people. But because of these very complicated terrains is not able to provide signals. It's not easy for us to build stations. So what then can we do? If you have emergencies, you just need to have this BeiDou system terminal, and then you can send text messages in order to connect with other areas. And not just in the mountainous region, in the ocean also. So the fishing ship, they can use this system to communicate and to position themselves using these terminals and other navigation products. So that with these products, they will know exactly what is their route, and then when they run into emergencies, for example, sudden change of weather or problems with the ship, then using this text sending function of the system, we can tell the other people, the administrators in the backstage, or the operators of the system, what is our problem, so that they can provide timely response. And most importantly, I think it gives you a better way to protect your safety, so that we can do things without worrying too much about safety. And with the BeiDou system, you can then enjoy your life better without these worries. Yesterday, when I was interviewing, there was another application that might interest you. It's used in households, so that we have always in that direction. So the gas pipes are buried underground. And then in terms of problems, it's very difficult to discover because they're underground. But now we have a device for the staff in gas companies. They can use this device to monitor the pipes on a regular basis. For example, the rail industry staff, they will monitor the rail lines on a regular basis, just like what they do. So this product is not showcased yet. I would just like to tell you briefly about it. All the gas pipes are buried underground. If there are problems, leakages, it's very difficult for us to identify on the ground. But with this device, we can monitor along the pipe. If there is leakage on the ground, we can discover it very timely and then use this terminal to reflect this information to the operation center in the backstage, so that the operation center can send technical staff to repair this problem. This has raised the efficiency of administration and also ensure the safety of gas pipes. Before this product, what we did, well, actually, we just walked to the spot and then we tried to find this pipe where there's a problem, and they have to use their own device to check whether there is a problem, and then they need to manually mark this spot, and then they will go to the next spot, so that they just tell the technicians that this, well, here is a spot with what kind of problem. But actually, we don't know exactly when the technicians is going to come to repair, and whether or not they're able to locate the spot exactly when they arrive. So here we have a picture, and this person has a terminal at hand. When we monitor the leakages of pipes, we use this kind of terminal, and then we can send the geographic information to the backstage. Very precise in positioning. Just now we heard about the high precision of the BeiDou system. So with this high precision, the operators will know exactly where is a problem, where there is a problem, and then we'll go there to repair it. So that will guarantee more timely response. The discovery rate of leakages of gas pipes have been raised to 90% on 70% in the past. Another statistics is that we have 790,000 kilometers of gas pipes, so very long, and once there is a leakage, it's very difficult for us to identify it promptly, and that can lead to losses. If we don't know about the exact location when we do construction of when we construct other pipes, we might have problems when we excavate this in this area. So that can lead to accidents. But with this system, these problems can be avoided. Well, because we don't have a product in the showcase, we just have the text, the introduction in text. So it might be a bit difficult for you to see, but it's okay. Let's go to the next stand, which is about family life and what children and the elderly can use in their household. Just now, the netizen asked, "What is it? How is it different from sensors?" Well, because it's buried underground, it's not that there is monitoring device everywhere. Because the pipeline is so long. For example, the gas pipe system, what do we have? We have the layout, the layout of the pipes. And as to exactly where there is a leakage, we still need a human operator going along the pipe and trying to monitor with this device. In the past, this job was difficult because it's not very visible. The leakages are underground. We can only identify problems when the gas is leaked and can be observed above ground. But now our work is more efficient because the device can monitor what's happening underground. And once identified, this problem can be judged by the terminal as to the components of the leakage. Is it CH4 or other gases that have been leaked? And the concentration of the gas can also be analyzed. All this information is then transferred to the operators in the backstage. And there are leakages where there is not the leakage of CH4, but other gases, and that might lead to different responses. I don't know whether I have answered your question. Okay. So now let's take a look at what we can use at home. Now here we have several devices. This is a watch, the black watch, and then we have also small devices over here. It's called BeiDou Care Terminal. What does that mean? Actually, it means providing services for children and the elderly. So I'll also interview a person here to know more about how do we use these devices. Well, they are all busy, so I'll just tell you a bit about it because I've heard about them before. Now here you can see this big platform that is a monitoring screen for all the products. For example, on the left-hand side, we mainly focus on the elderly because sometimes when the young people are working outside, the elderly will stay by themselves at home. When they need help, their family cannot come to their rescue immediately. So in such situations, devices like these can help. The elderly can send requests using these devices. For example, the elderly can say, well, I want to order a dish, or I want to order medicines in the hospitals, so that this device will send this message to the operators, and the operators will come to the elderly to provide help. That solves the problem. Okay, I have invited a person here, and then can you tell us more about these devices? Okay, they're for the elderly, like the watch. You can use this watch to position, and then this is a particular product. These products have the function of the BeiDou satellite, so that you can use this watch to monitor your, for example, your heart rate, your blood pressure. So I can have a try here. So you can monitor your health, and then using Bluetooth and other systems, you can monitor your health, different aspects of your health, and then the statistics can be uploaded to the application. So on the mobile phone, I can give you can take a look at this application, and then the children of the elderly can have access to this information as well. For example, the children might be in Beijing while their parents are living in Mianyang. After the blood pressure of the elderly is measured, the children in Beijing can have access to that information real time. So that really means that this care between parents and children will not be limited by time and space. Okay, one netizen just asked, for example, an elderly person just fell over at home. Can we help? Well, this device measures your health statistics. So when we measure something wrong, that will automatically trigger an alert to the children. And in terms of emergency, we have an SOS button here. And also here on this device, there's a red button, SOS. You press for 3 seconds to send this signal, so that the children as well as the community workers will get access to this information and come to the elderly's rescue immediately. So in case the children are not in the same region, the community workers will also be able to help using this device. Yeah, this might be very useful for children that don't live with their parents. So it's very convenient for the elderly to use. You just press this button. And then you can also call your children just using one button. You can also chat using this application. It's like a simplified WeChat. Okay. So what do you think? We have a visitor here. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with this project, but I really think this is a very useful product, especially for people that don't live with their parents. So So you're not with your parents, and do you run into situations like this where your elderly need your help? Well, actually, I don't have this problem because my mother has a lot of children. I am not living with her, but I have my siblings with my mother. But still, there might be problems when my mother is left alone at home, and this product might be very useful. What are the functions that you find especially helpful? Yeah, I think it's like monitoring their health and monitoring whether there are emergencies, even if you are far away from your parents. So, what do you care most? I care most about the price. Yeah, how about the price? Okay, so you have this care button. Whenever you need to have services as an elderly, you can use this button so that the community worker will come to help you. For example, an elderly person cannot prepare lunch for herself, and then she can use this button to tell the community worker to order dishes for her, and also for cleaning and other daily services. Yeah, and also communication between parents and children, very useful. You can call your children using this button. Just use this button. And using this care application, you can install information of the children into this system. And then you have two buttons, for example, and two buttons mean two children. Yeah, it's very useful because my mother is illiterate, so she just uses this button. Button 1 means her daughter, button 2 means her son. It's very useful, even if she is illiterate. Yeah. And then you can also actually remind your parents to take pills or to eat meals using this device. And you can set a specific time for such reminder. For example, at 9 o'clock, there will be this reminder for your parents. Where can we buy this? Well, mostly through the government cooperation platforms, because there is a lot of government encouraged elderly care. Although maybe it can also be found online. Okay, so just now we have a visitor very interested in this product. And from this perspective, we can see that there is a lot of there can be a lot of problem when children and parents don't live together, and many people actually don't live with their parents. But with this product, they can solve a lot of daily problems. I myself, for example, I am not living with my mom, but I often communicate with her over the phone. But just now, this visitor, her parents are really living far away from her, but with this device, they can chat, they can call each other, and especially in terms of emergency, that can help. So very useful for them. Okay, so we are bringing live to you about this broadcast of BeiDou applications in Mianyang in Sichuan, and this broadcast can be accessed in the Weibo, CGTN, and headlines today and other platforms as well. So if you are interested, you can continue to pay attention to this program, and then we will continue also to follow the new developments of the BeiDou system. That is the end of today's live broadcast. I'm Xu Jing from CCTV. Thank you.